Today, I want to talk about why Bitcoin spot ETFs are such a big deal. Now, I think you are aware of why they're such a big deal, but are you completely aware? Has this recent round of FUD where the amount of outflows in the ETFs because of what's happening with grayscale, is that driving a little bit of fear into you? If so, let's talk about that. Secondly, blockchain gaming. Is the bigger run of blockchain gaming over? What's happening with blockchain gaming? Why are prices continuing to decrease there? And should you be concerned? Is blockchain gaming going to hit a big narrative in this coming bull run? Or is it done? Or is it even done for a while? Well, those are some things we want to talk about today. I also have some tokens to give away. So strap in for the show and join us, and welcome to the Crypto Rain channel and our family. If you are looking for crypto news without context, or if you're looking for panic selling and FOMOing in, you can actually find that in a lot of other channels, but not here. If you, like me, came into crypto because you realized the potential for life-changing gains over a 4 to 8 year period, well, you're in exactly the right place and with the right family as you learn to become a solid, unshakable crypto investor. Now, the reason I created this channel is because I was once new to crypto 7 years ago. And back then I was looking for a crypto channel and a network or even a group that understood crypto as an investment, that discussed the most important things about what caused these major shifts, like the 4-year investment cycle, did way deeper research into the pros and cons of the different projects that were interesting, looking at the risks behind them. Would this team fail? Did they have enough money to make it through the bear market? And then guesses at upside if it came together well. Well, I didn't find that with the depth that I was looking for, so we created that. And I say we because it isn't just me anymore. It's a whole family of rainmakers. You see them here in the chat. You will see some in the free Telegram group, and the link to that is below. And you will definitely find them in our private Patreon group that allows you access to the Rainmaker private Discord. This is where the best discussion and the best info is. And we often have many of our CEO guests that join us for a private chat there. And if you ever join us, you will find out we get such better information there than we would be able to get publicly. Do know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a crypto investor myself. Also, many of you just joined us in the private Patreon group. We just had a Friday pre-live stream where we talk and I answer any of the questions that are on your mind, and we talk at length with what is going on and what is on your mind. We also want to give a big shout out to our strategic partners, OneChain and Definity. These strategic partnerships give me great access to insights from their teams, as well as tokens to give away every month, which is what I give away on my Friday live streams, and that is today. So make it rain on the like button, strap in for the show, and let's talk about Bitcoin ETFs. Well, what a disaster with the launch of spot ETFs is what some people are saying. But is that true? Well, I like to look at patterns to have an idea of what I might suspect. Now, one of the challenges with economics and looking at financial instruments or investments is that there are so many different variables that can be impacting things. But we can look at what happened with the price of gold when gold ETFs were launched. And in the run up to gold ETFs being approved, there was a lot of price increases. And then when the actual ETF approval came through, the price went down and sideways for 10 whole months before absolutely going crazy for gold, and gold 3x during that time. And something like gold 3xing is massive. Gold doesn't have the volatility that crypto has. And so what will Bitcoin do? Well, I suspect it's going to be absolutely massive, and it's going to exceed most people's expectations as they are right now. Why? Boy, the big pump, the straight candle up that many expected didn't happen. Well, I expected it could happen, but I only gave it a 20% chance of it going that way, an 80% chance that would be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And that is how it ended up playing out. And that was what the chances suggested was most likely to happen. Is that a bad thing? Well, no, because it gives you a better chance to accumulate before new people throwing new money at crypto come in, because that's what creates the massive price increases that absolutely change your finances. One of the principal keys to doing really well with crypto investments is to buy low so that you can sell high. But this is not what most people do. Most people come in and they wait till everybody's buying something, and then they FOMO in and they buy what I call buy high, hoping that it goes higher. And sometimes it does until suddenly it doesn't. And then it reverses to below what they bought in at and they lose money. And this plays out in crypto over and over and over and over again. And I hope it doesn't play out to you that way. Why? Because if you're buying low when the price action is what I call boring on projects that have good teams behind them, that have a really strong narrative and a use case that makes sense for their token, I don't see why you're not going to do really, really well, especially if you diversify. And a lot of what I talk about on this channel is how to think about crypto as an investment, how to stack the odds in your favor so that you're taking the bets where the odds are massively for you rather than against you. And that if you're right, the multiples that you can make are big. Maybe 20x, maybe 30x, maybe 100x, maybe 500x. Depends on the project. Anyway, that is why crypto retired me in 2021, was making bets that direction. Now, in the pre-live stream, you heard me talk about what my numbers were like. And it's disappointing and yet exhilarating at the same time. Now, you're always bad at things before you're good. And realize that I started crypto in 2017. And even though by the time the bull market hit in 2021, I then had 4 years experience in crypto. Well, my success rate was only 35% because, well, I invested in some meme coins. Why? Because everybody did. I invested in some other things. And a lot of what I was doing was just learning what kind of risks to take and which kind of risks to avoid. And I didn't yet know, and there definitely wasn't a YouTube channel talking about this type of thing. I had learned to do that in real estate investment for a long time, but I couldn't find somebody on YouTube talking about how to think about it this way. And I wish I could have. I just didn't find it. So later in 2020, I created it. But even with a success rate of only 35% from the bottom, my portfolio 100x'd. And so imagine what would have happened if I had had a success rate that was much higher than 35%. Now, so far, it's really hard to tell what my success rate is this bear market into the bull market. It's looking like it might be somewhere between mid 80% up to 95%. Some of the projects that I've invested in have already failed and didn't survive the bear market. And that makes me sad. But my track record is already so much better than it was from the last bear market because over time, well, if you're really paying attention, learning, you just get better. And you can see that if you're thinking about these things this way, even with a success rate of only 35%, you can still make life-changing money. Cool. Let me catch up on the comments. Chris says, happy Friday, Rainmakers. Randy joining us with the super chat even saying, get that bread and narratives will take us to the moon. Well, certain ones absolutely will. And I know you and I 100% agree on one of the narratives, which is digital collectibles, which I think is going to be a major, major narrative. Many people are getting in total despair mode because it hasn't hit for a long while. Well, that's normal. People totally panic out, usually at the bottom, before it then goes crazy. Nurse Cooper says, Rain fam, good to have you all here. Chris says, hey, Randy, what's up? Smash Bay. Chris Smash Bay. I like it. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's talk about blockchain gaming. There's a lot of people in despair about blockchain gaming. Now, I didn't understand why November and December went so well for blockchain gaming until at least a few weeks into it. And with a little bit of retrospection and kind of piecing together why it happened, it literally was one YouTuber with a really big Twitter and a really big YouTube following, Alex Becker, talking about why blockchain gaming was going to be huge. That then got Elio Trades and other people making a bunch of videos on why blockchain gaming would be huge. And their predictions created its own momentum because then their audiences absolutely went crazy, which then created the pump that wouldn't have probably otherwise happened. Now, are they wrong on blockchain gaming? Not at all. What's going to happen with blockchain gaming in the short term? My guess is more pain. Why? Because I don't see any catalysts that are really going to take it off from here, even though I think blockchain gaming is going to be the biggest narrative in crypto in this bull market. I think as we get closer into the bull market or further into the bull market, we're going to see some of these blockchain gaming projects absolutely hit. That they will be out there and they will get traction beyond just crypto people. That regular gamers are going to come around and understand the power of ownership of their items, and that is going to swing massive amounts of funds directed into blockchain gaming like most people can't even imagine. When that happens, blockchain gaming projects are going to go absolutely crazy like you can't imagine. Now, if you happen to be positioned well and you bought Myria at 0.0011, well, then you may have made a 15x from there, from the bottom all the way to the top. Or if you had bought Cetus at under 2 cents, like I said, it was a strong buy at under 2 cents, or the Cetus's Senate token was a strong buy at under 2 cents. Well, their token went to over 30 cents. So a solid 15x from the bottom. Now, will it get back down to those prices? I can't say I know. I hope so. I would love it if they did. Right now, they're about halfway down from that climb, and I hope they continue to retrace more. Why? Because I would like more of each of these. There are other blockchain gaming projects. If somebody knows Nakamoto Games, I would love to have them on. I have reached out even to one of their advisors who put me in a chat with them, and they haven't really responded, not directly to me asking them to come on the channel, but other blockchain gaming projects that have good potential. I would love to have them on because I think this is going to be one of the biggest years for blockchain gaming, that it will hit public consciousness in a way that hasn't before. So though blockchain gaming, I expect, is going to have some pain in the coming months, don't let that get you in despair about blockchain gaming. Blockchain gaming is going to do just fine. Use that time to really take advantage of cheap prices, because as we know, in order to do well in crypto investing, you've got to buy low and sell high. And when people are in despair because prices keep going down, doesn't that just mean that prices are low? In order to be doing really well in crypto, don't you want to be buying low? So instead of seeing that as like some kind of curse, I see that as the opportunity to pick up things cheap. And was I happy that Cetus ran up from 2 cents to 30 cents? Not at all, because my bags were not packed on Cetus. I had some serious bags packed on Myria, but not Cetus, and didn't want to see that happen yet it did. Cool. Well, we are here on Friday, so I'm open to taking your questions. If you have any, we will be doing a giveaway of Chain tokens as well as some Definity tokens. So let me know what your questions are. Overall, markets are doing good. Let me pull up some charts and let's look at a few things. Keep in mind, feel free to throw out your suggestions of what you would like us to look at as well. Here we go. Here's what I'm looking for. First of all, I did join a Matic or a Polygon panel earlier today. That was a lot of fun. It was a Twitter Spaces with a bunch of great guys. Enjoyed that space. You can find that on my Twitter. You can get a feel for what we talked about there. I shared some very direct thoughts. I was looking at the chart when I was preparing for it, and this is a perfect chart of what the bear market looks like. Now, unfortunately, it's not the very bottom for Matic. It was as cheap as about 50 cents. Got really cheap here at 32 cents, but this is absolutely a momentum building pattern that Matic and many other things have a huge upside. And do I have a whole lot invested in Polygon? Not Polygon directly, but within the Polygon ecosystem, I do. Polygon directly, its market cap is a little bit higher than what I like. I made some good money off Polygon last cycle when the market cap was significantly less and the price was way down here at a penny, bouncing around a penny to over a penny up to 2.5 cents, and went as high as $3. Well, those were some really big gains. Nice 200x gain right there. All right, we got some tokens coming in. Soon, OMI will be recognized as a metaverse token and a gaming token. VV will launch games and people will be blown away. Great point. You're absolutely right. OMI token, the FUD is at peak levels. Unfortunately, the price has pumped a little bit. I did stock up pretty heavily when it reached down here at under 0.06 cents. I was able to, or 0006, as many people say, was a great stock out point, and I got a bunch right in this period, this era here, or this price here. And unfortunately, it's come up quite a bit from there. By quite a bit, it's come up 20%. Still really cheap. I do think anything under 0.01 cent is a gift. Did I say that right? Under 0.1 cent is a total gift. So that would be here, 0.1 cents. So this is a perfect consolidation pattern before the breakout. This is absolutely what I look for. And I know that FUD is high and people are freaking out. That always happens. That's why charts happen like this. That's why there are nice double bottoms. People freak out, leave, and why most people don't buy the bottom but sell the bottom. Because FUD usually is high right at the bottom, and they don't understand that. They think they have a novel understanding of the market and that this project is going to just keep failing, and it's finally time to sell and move on to something more interesting. And they end up having sold the bottom and regret it later. And they don't always just learn from that and then invest better. They usually don't take enough ownership of it. They literally just decide crypto is stupid and move on from it. Why? Well, they're not really serious about learning to think the right ways in order to make crypto happen for them. Dino says, excited for the bull run. Just keep filling my bags in the meantime. That is well said. That's exactly what I did last bear market. Still had my day job, and so I would take as much extra money as I could. I squeezed my expenses, and I kept throwing in as much money as possible. Now, even this bear market, I've kept my expenses fairly low because it really takes 2 cycles that you're prepared for to make life-changing gains. Now, maybe you get lucky and maybe we have a super cycle. In life-changing gains, if you live in the Western worlds, whether it's Western Europe or the US or Canada, it really takes $10 million plus to be wealthy, to be able to invest in some things that provide some month-to-month income. Say you buy some real estate that's 100% paid off. So you still have to take some of that capital that you're getting in rent every month and put it towards maintenance and insurance and taxes, but you actually have a strong cash flow and you have no leverage on it. So your amount of security is way high. So in the long term, you get some appreciation on that real estate, but you're also getting lots of cash flow. Now, crypto is the best way in the world to make massive gains in order to then roll that into some passive assets. But crypto doesn't do a very good job of providing passive income, especially during the bear market, when some of the things that provide passive income tend to fail. So at some point this time around, I will be taking profits. I will be upgrading my lifestyle significantly. I will also be buying some real estate rentals. probably nicer properties if I do single family homes, or I'll be doing maybe some commercial or industrial rentals just for that income stability. I suggest that if this is your first bull run that you're prepared for, when you do well, if you're doing the right things, um, don't go out and run around and buy Lamborghinis and all those things. Keep that money to the side, waiting for the following bear market, which you then invest and buy more, and let that money go up for you one more time. Now, I don't disagree with people who are going to take some profits out and pay off their existing mortgage or pay off or buy a house, especially if you do really well and you can do that with like 30 or 40% of your assets or less. That will give you more stability than you probably ever felt in your life, having your house paid off. It's not a bad idea. You might also consider paying off a vehicle, but be modest with your vehicles until you're really rolling in the dough. Dino says, I'd just be happy to be 100% debt free. What's funny is as we reach certain levels, like we actually then reset our milestones of what we'd be excited for. I actually 10x'd what I was hoping to get in the last bull market. So what I ended up achieving was 10x over what my expectations were. And that was exciting. So I was hoping actually to be somewhat like you and just be able to pay off my mortgage and get like out of debt. Now my car, my vehicle, I drove a modest vehicle. My vehicle was already paid off, but my property wasn't. And so having 10x that wasn't bad because that allowed me to keep a lot of money to roll into the next down market, to then have a whole lot of money deployed for when this coming bull market happens. Dino asks, how much OMI, in your opinion, would create life-changing gains? Well, really, the question is life-changing gains is really different from everyone. But if we had to pick a number, say $10 million in the US, Canada, or France, Switzerland, Germany. Switzerland's actually even more expensive than the US. But $10 million is reasonably life-changing for most people. Some countries like the Philippines and Mexico, which I just spent a week in Mexico, enjoying Tulum and Cancun and Playa del Carmen, $1 million goes a really long way in Mexico. You can get a decent condo there for about 200,000, even in the more, like Tulum or Cancun or Playa del Carmen. And then your property is paid off. And so you can take that money, the rest of the million, after you paid taxes, you might have 500,000 left, and you can buy a couple more rentals that then you rent out, and you actually have some decent passive income coming in. And so it starts to be life-changing in $1 million in some of those countries. The Philippines goes much further, parts of Africa, much, much further. But in the Western world, 10 million is the number. So how much OMI would it take for life-changing gains? Well, how much OMI would it take to reach 10 million is then the question. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, but we can run some scenarios. Question is, what is VV going to, or OMI going to hit? And we don't fully know, but I think it's reasonable that it's going to hit at least 5 cents. So what is 10 million divided by 0.05? Did I do that right? So 200 million OMI would be worth $10 million if it hits 5 cents. Now, 5 cents is, in my opinion, a pretty conservative estimate of what Ecomi is going to hit. I hope it hits way over this. I would love to see it hit 50 cents or $1. If it hits 50 cents, then 20 million OMI is going to be worth $10 million. Now, 50 cents is pretty high. The farthest I could see it going to is if the right things come together, and they probably won't. But if the right things come together, Ecomi could hit something like $1 or $5. Now, that would have to be the perfect storm of everything working out right to hit those kind of prices. Will that happen? Probably not. That's the unrealistic, but it possibly could happen upside of what it could hit. More realistic is 5 cents plus. So at 5 cents, 200, it takes 200 million OMI. So if you don't have that much, well, yeah, if it hits 5 cents, then you're not going to get to $10 million. If it hits 5 cents and you have 20 million, well, at least you got to $2 million. And then, or excuse me, $1 million. And then if you invest that well in the following bear market, your chances get way better of getting to $10 million the time after that. Cool. Let's see if there's any other questions. Let's go ahead and get to, haven't done giveaways in a little bit, so I'm going to get right to those. And I want to start with our Wand Chain giveaway. Now, if you're not following our strategic partners, and let me put this out there. If you're not following our strategic partners on Twitter, well, why not? That gives you a major advantage because most of the questions I either pull from interviews that I've had with them on the channel or I pull from Twitter. And so if you're following Twitter, you're going to have a much better advantage of guessing what's going on and getting the answers before anyone else. Now, I have to go off of the first answer that I see that shows up on my screen. Now, your YouTube app is going to prioritize your comment over others. So it may seem on your screen that your answer came in first. Well, I can't go off of that because there will be multiple people that will show their answer come up first on their screen. I have to go off of what comes up first on my screen. So here's the question for Wand Chain, and this is for 500 Wand. Here's your question. What is the transaction of the week on Wand Chain's X flows? Pete, you're just missing some important information on there. So I'm going to read the right answer. Then we're going to go back and we have several answers there. Let me share the screen. Here you see right here. The latest stats from Wand Chain's sustainable proof of stake blockchain. Now, what I love about Wand Chain's bridge and their network of bridges is that the way that they did it, in many ways, it's more secure than what most bridges are. It was very hard, very complex, the solutions that they did and accomplished this with, but essentially it's a decentralized bridge. It is much harder to hack than most of what the bridges out there, which are trusted bridges rather than decentralized bridges, like what Wand Chain has built. So their solution was really complex for them to do, but now that they've done it on so many chains, they can continue to roll it out on other chains fairly easy. So you see they've had an uninterrupted uptime of over 6 years, which is incredible, far longer than Solana. Most bridge asset of the week was USDT, and the transaction of the week was 79,900 USDT from Avalanche to Polygon. So Pete D is got the first answer fully correct. I'm going to go share this one. Chris was really close with 78,000, but I like all the details, and we got it here from Pete. 79,900 USDT Avalanche to Polygon. So Pete D is our winner there. Great job, Pete. Congratulations. Shoot me a DM on Telegram with the wallet. Now, I know you've won before. Just confirm for me and send me the wallet address you want me to send that to, and I will send you 500 Wand. Cool. All right. Second question is Definity. And let me double check how much I got to give away from them. All right. I got 300 Definity tokens to give away. And so get ready. If you're not already on looking at Definity's Twitter right now, then you're probably doing it wrong. Here's the question. Definity tweeted today about why crypto repos are such a big deal. What is the answer to why they're such a big deal? Pete is on it. Pete is once again our winner. So Pete D answers with pension funds. I have to share these details because this is something almost nobody is thinking about. And the really big gains come on projects. They're in a field that is truly massive, even if most people aren't thinking about it. I saw that with DeFi. I didn't really understand what DeFi was, decentralized finance, and I missed some really big gains on that narrative because I didn't understand it, because I wasn't thinking about the kind of things that DeFi could do. And it was actually really a confusing narrative at first. So I wanted to share with you what's going on with Definity right here. Why is crypto repo such a big deal? Pension funds. Pension funds are some of the biggest funds in the world. However, they are also the most risk averse of the institutional players. That means they are very unlikely to buy and hold Bitcoin. Crypto repo will enable them to add liquidity and get exposure to the crypto market without needing to. This is because the fiat lender in the repo trade never actually has to touch or hold the collateral Bitcoin, as this is done by a custodian bank. So the pension funds will get a very attractive risk-adjusted return for lending their fiat, while the crypto market will benefit from huge inflows of liquidity. It is a win-win. So in our private chat with Manu from 2 weeks ago, that you have the ability to catch if you're in our private Discord. To get access to the private Discord, you have to join our Patreon. And then there's a specific channel within our private Discord where these private interviews happen. Manu went more in depth on these pension funds and the repo market and how that will work. Now, because of his work with the banks, he understands this. This is a place within crypto that most aren't thinking of now. In fact, 99.9% of people in crypto do not understand what he even means by repo and that how that even works. In fact, I didn't think about that or even understand it until Manu started explaining it to me. But this is the kind of stuff that Manu deals with and understands, because for the last 30 years, he's worked in finance with these big banks and understands how they like to invest, how pension funds like to invest, and how that can extend to an area that they will be comfortable with within the crypto space. So fantastic. Great job, Pete. Good work. Way to win both of those. So what's fun about a lot of these giveaways is it's free money just for watching, and you can do really well just getting some good free money. Now, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, there is a link below. You'll see that I was recently in Tulum, had a good time. A lot of why is it that we even do crypto to begin with? Isn't it fair to say that we do crypto because we're looking for life-changing gains? But why is it that we want life-changing gains? Well, to change your life. Now, I don't know about you, but prior to crypto, I had never seen anything that could provide such life-changing gains over 2 cycles that happen in a shorter time than anything else. So in real estate, you can absolutely change your finances completely in 2 cycles. But the cycles in crypto take 17 to 21 years long each cycle. So really that means over 40 years, you can use real estate to massively change your wealth. But that's over 40 years. Crypto cycles are just under 4 years long. So if you are timing it right and you're starting crypto now and you're massively plowing money in, it might only take you 5 years. as long as you're making good choices right now. That is crazy. If you've been here for 3 years, well, then a total of 8 years, if you're doing it right, your finances are massively going to change. And what are you going to use those finances for? Well, lifestyle. Now, I haven't been spending a lot of money now. Why? Because I believe in keeping a lot of that money invested and rolling it into the future. But after this bull market, I will be spending, and I'll be spending for 2 reasons. Number one, some people can't get excited about crypto unless they see what you can actually buy and they see you show it to them. And I wish that wasn't the case. Most of you here already aren't like that, which is smart of you. You shouldn't be like that, yet most people are. Oh, well, that means they'll be coming in way late in the game, because that means they're not even paying attention to crypto now, because nobody in the crypto space with a big YouTube channel is showing them massive lifestyle changes. I guess there's one that was doing a little bit of that, but I do know some crypto investors that have been in the space that have become billionaires. I do know some people that have made hundreds of millions of dollars in this space over the last 10 years. I know what kind of money is out there, but most in the crypto space are fairly modest with it, and not, at least if they have a YouTube channel. And I guess a lot of people with YouTube channels aren't necessarily great investors, many of them. So they've only done okay. They're really relying on their income from their YouTube channels. But there are a few out there that are really good investors, and they haven't been showing a lot of that. And I will be showing a lot of that in the future. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, here's my Instagram. You can check it out. It is RealJRain. There is a link in the description below. I don't have a lot posted from my recent trip yet. This is one of the things I posted. I can't really share the audio on it because it would be copyrighted, but just a little bit of fun. I'll have more pictures from that. So it's not like you have to follow my Instagram. This is just going to be showing off some of the fun and that you can have once your lifestyle starts changing. The kind of fun that, gosh, available only when you get your finances right. And there's no better way than crypto to do that. All right. Any questions on your mind? Any things you want me to look at that we can look at and analyze together? Go ahead and put your comments and we'll take a look at it. I've got a little bit of time, and then I have a number more meetings. I'm playing a little bit of catch up because I was gone for a whole week in Cancun and Tulum, and terrible cell phone reception there. You do get cell phone reception in a lot of places, but your internet speeds are like 1/20th of what they are in most developed countries. All right. Everyone's pretty quiet today. Cool. Maybe nobody's got a question or what to look at. We're in this little lull right now, and this lull is only temporary. Now, I don't know if it'll last 2 more weeks or if it's going to last 4 more months. I don't expect it's going to last more than 4 months. Pete asks, what market cap do you think DeFi can hit? Well, can you give me a more narrow question? Like DeFi in general? I don't know. I mean, that includes a number of other projects. Probably over $1 trillion across all of DeFi, maybe several trillion. I don't know. It depends on what you include in that basket. But it's easier to talk about specific projects. Any other questions? All right. Maybe not. That's cool. Guys, we have an amazing year ahead of us. Don't use this time lightly. I hope you realize the life-changing wealth that can come. Now, I know many of you have gone pretty hard and investing everything you can during this bear market. Smart. That's the decision I made. I did not use money that, well, was going to make it so I couldn't pay my mortgage, but I used everything up until that point. Like literally, sometimes I would end up having $5 left at the end of the month, because I had put 60% of what I earned into crypto that month, and I literally end up with $5 left. Yeah, it was tight, but I did pay all my bills first, and then everything else I threw into crypto. Hope many of you are making choices like that too. It is going to be a wild ride like you've never seen before, because I know many of you came in midway through or at the end of 2021. you're going to experience what it feels like when you're well prepared for a bull run, and it will really change things for you. Nurse Cooper says, "May the rains be ever in your favor, fam." Great reference. All right. Love you guys. Enjoy the wrap. We will see you all soon.
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, right before you could, was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss, cause I always make the time in mind. I take the one out cause I'm patient like that, and I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. The principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling a parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Time is never better, the time like the present. The next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy, but with knowledge the game show. Sticking out this wrong could soon become a bear market. Learning and growing, and when it's slow would be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. Sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time, the ball will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort, cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go of the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough, and that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.